All right. I think we're live. This time, hopefully with less. Hopefully this time with less audio issues. I say that as I messed my whole life up. A lot to learn. I was never the most tech savvy, but it's certainly a far cry from modding a video game. So we're back again, back for another day of working on our lovely lady here, our proxy model, Demon Prince / Lord of Change. So that'll be fun. And if you don't play Warhammer, it's just a crazy horn lady with wings. I mean, that's good enough for me. I don't know about you, but for me, it's alright. So, got up today. I'm happy with the skin. I am accepting of the armor at this point. I think maybe moving on is what needs to happen, and we can readjust our evaluation once we get some more parts done. I think for right now, it's about where I want to stop. So, I think where that brings us is into the legs. They've got a bit too much of the original skin tone. I don't mind the original skin tone sort of peeking through, sort of fitting with a changeling-esque idea, where once before this character was human and now they have transformed into something very different. They have that subtle shade of pink skin. I think the lip being flesh colored, works to that. The contrast against the gray, pale gray skin. And I think it's good, but it makes more sense to be subtly hidden in the core of the body than on something like a limb. Historically, just, is the first to transform. If somebody's transforming, it'll grab their arm and work their way down the arm to the core. So, sort of keeping that motif in mind. But I think we can make some headway with that, and then also start working to define the cowl piece a bit more. We've gotten an initial coat of purple on there. I want to keep going with that, but I want to come up to a really, really vibrant purple. not so mauve like the horns, or not so pink like the armor, but a really, really lustery purple. We were sort of on our way with the navy purple we had mixed last time this year. It almost has a blue quality to it. So I think we might try to take from there and then push in various directions from there. Coffee time. Gotta have coffee to paint. And we're here for a good time. All right. So here we go. Tools. Palette knife. Large applique. I use this as my blending brush on the palette. This I was using specifically just for cleanup. So just if I need to fix a mistake and not have any color brought in by accident, we'll have that one. We have this, which is a new fine tip applicator that we're going to be using. Just pulled from the collection. It has done some acrylic painting, but its life in that world has come to an end, as this is still a fantastic little brush for what we need, but it is beginning to show its wear and tear. We can tip it up when it's mixed in with the oils, but these oils, not sure if it's just me, but these oils, they chew up your paintbrush. And then we've got this. This is my favorite of the bunches, or brushes, I should say. Favorite of the brushes. Our magic blending brush. Oh, what a champ. I have a cat yelling at me. Who do you want? My little boy. Not a baby. So, those are our brushes and our tools. Oil painting, the game of brushes. Far more than acrylic. Acrylic I'll do. Oh, it seems, use one paintbrush a session, maybe two. It's kind of slap it on and away you go. But with these oils, especially with the blending, you need all those brushes. It's a very different applique style than your traditional acrylic. Still don't know what we're gonna do for this tree, as it's, corrupted clearly. All of these, it's tough to tell right now, but we'll get into that. Are howling mouths with teeth. And so it's clearly some sort of twisted entity. Teeth and eyeballs all over it. YouTube. Think you fix one thing, then it's complaining about something else. Well, as always, we're just gonna roll with it. Not much you can do. Alright. And our white spirits. Although, I don't think these are actually white spirits. Alright. Well, I think we start with the cowl. As our philosophy of work from the inside of the model to the out will remain. All right. Let's see. Let's see if what I did just did anything or did nothing for us. That's all right. So, mixing paint. Now, because I have a self-selected small palette, we're gonna have to get a bit creative with going for our purple here. As we're gonna have to try to chase it, as I do not have a cool red. I don't think. You might be able to check me on that. Or a warm blue. But I believe we'll find it. If only we were all those guys who could decolor and guess perfectly every time. Let's see. Ooh. Maybe I do need that art school degree. That was a terrible attempt. It's not bad as we get it lighter and lighter, but definitely an interesting quality to it. Almost a peach. I would say there's a paint I was looking to get called Peach Black. And this was almost the description of it. Sort of a reddy gray. I mean, it's quite purple. We're getting there. There we go. YouTube is still saying excellent condition, so I think we're there on that one. Pretty nice. Let's just try adding a little of that in. Gotta take it in the more purple direction. Hmm. I mean, I'm not for it. But something I was thinking is it a likely candidate for purple to skin tone? I don't mind that. I certainly have had worse ideas. Be interesting to find out if I'm butchering my oil paints in the eyes of artistes. But that's alright, we're just out here trying to have fun. Push some pigment around. I had a much better time with magenta and Prussian blue. I might have improperly evaluated what was hot and what was cool. I just more wanted to see what the very cadmium red and very vibrant blue kind of what they had going on. Much weight, but I think our color is in there. Let's try to tease it out a little. Big blender. Move it into frame. Myself a little organized. Figure my life out. All right. There. Different world entirely. Color mixing. Something I'm going to have to get better acquainted with. Need to invest in a color wheel. It was always the part, even in acrylic, the choosing the colors. I don't know why, but it always seemed to escape me. And here I am, neck deep in oils. Bit too heavy on the brush. I think about there is where we bring purple up to, and then we can have feather blends going up. Once we get there in the paint. It'll look a bit weird, like she's got stockings on for a little bit. I like the purple. Happy we found it in the end. Don't know why it escaped me. No, I do. Getting cocky with color. But I do think we are going to use some of that as a mid-tone to shift. There's gotta be 500 eyeballs on this thing. We are really gonna have to come up with a an eyeball scheme. At least it's gonna give us lots and lots of practice. And with so many eyes, I feel like branching out. The perfectly fine, legitimate recourse. Be surprised who actually watches my my videos. Somebody out there in the world is watching hours of me painting. I think that's pretty cool, and I thank you if you do. It means a lot. You know, I think I'm using it as a excuse to reach back out artistically in some method or another. I was always in bands and rock and roll. Some form of going out, getting mixed up in the world, meeting new people. And I think this is just an extension of that. I think just like that, it's all about the fun you can derive while getting out there and sharing yourself with the world. Not that I don't need validation. Personally, I don't see that as the ultimate driver. As you know, I've never been one to seek out accolades. My band was a cross-dressing punk outfit. So you know when you sign up for that, you've only got so much reach. Your audience size is hand selected for you. That doesn't mean I didn't have a blast playing in that band. Oh boy, the old word box. And I think just the same, oh boy. That, I thought I noticed something, but I don't think I can pick it out. I think I am misreading the model. Which certainly happens on occasion. Just happy little tentacles. Paint us some happy little tentacles. Yeah, nothing's guaranteed in this world. From what I found, nothing's really handed to you. Which is alright. Just means, more often than not, you have to be the actuator in your own life. I think that's all those alpha bro guys are ever trying to say. No, I don't think they need to wrap it in such weird politics. But just that idea of being your own actuator. Where you're gonna go out and you're gonna try things. You're gonna do things. And that can be as big or as small as you want. Some people can't just go out, change how they live, what they do. They have responsibilities, they have commitments. And that's good. That's fine. Because we're not meant to be any one way. I think oftentimes about anytime I get the sensation I'm wasting my life. I've messed my life up somehow. And I think back to a medieval peasant. And middle medieval, he just lives his life. Things happen. His day to day. He farms. He has kids. They grow up. Pays taxes. Watches sports. He didn't have to be anything. He just had to live his life. Same thing, A Mayan. Father, husband, farmer. Lived his life. It didn't have to be anything. To them, it was never a life wasted. This is the life you lived. You don't always get a say in what kind of life that is. But when you do, it doesn't have to be in any one way. Making sure some of those hard to reach spots have the correct color in them. I wonder how to make these better, as I'm mainly filming for YouTube content. Not this bad girl. She's her own lady. I'm just using her to learn oil paints. What a journey that's been so far. But I mean, for the streams, for the live videos, I'll have to give it some thought. A lot of the thought process up until this point has just been how do you even do it? But as we come to the end of the how do we do it phase, I'll finish up with some of this purple. Now that our paint is a little thinner on the brush, and begin adding that color upwards. Getting ready for our blending brush, just breaking up that line a bit. Get a bit of a wash consistency for some of it. Tricky to get spots. There we go. All right. Time for our blending brush, and I'm just gonna load a little of that because I do. The more I've sat here looking at it, it's a very interesting pink. I'm actually quite happy I found it, especially for the Goya project. And it's from a source I really wouldn't have expected. So that was just my brightest red and my brightest blue. And it made this amazing ruddy pink. Or dipping almost like a dry brush, just to pull that influencing color back and forth. Don't want it to be too sharp a line. Making sort of micro adjustments. Happy Accidents. Happy accidents finding that color. You know what? I'll take them. What do I think I am? Painting acrylic? I can't do that. That's illegal. A little too harsh. Right here comes and shuts off, but I don't want it to come up the thigh anymore. So we'll take our dedicated cleaning brush. We'll drag it down. Clean it in between each stroke. You see it's pulling that paint back. We can maybe get a bit of our blend up. Pretty good. And we'll skip that part. By the time we make it around with this blender, that alcohol will be almost entirely burnt off. Bring it down our thigh a little bit. That sort of dusty rose coloring. That bridges this stone skin color. Need a little bit more of purple up in there. Should be enough. You know, we don't want absolute symmetry. We do want it to be consistent. That might have been a mistake. We'll see. Just did a touch of white just to help blend a spot. And you know what? I think it works pretty well. This is certainly not the most user-friendly model to follow along painting with, as it's tough to see. Tough to see what I'm doing in these tight spots. Here we go. I think a lot of those transitions look pretty nice. There we go. First purple down. We're definitely going to have to do something to make that stand out, but I think stealing from our good friends, the acrylic painters, a good edge highlight. Maybe a wash as well. Just to pit those deep spots. Why don't we do that? Well, we'll get there. Almost put our magic blending brush in the white spirits. That's a no-no. Blending brush, you want to keep high and dry pretty much the entire time. Because that white spirit on your brush just acts like a cleaner. All right. Well, I think we're gonna go on a brief intermission. And we're back. Back to the world of paints. All right. I think those transitions worked pretty well. So now let's come in and start highlighting up our purple. I think what we're going to want to do, try to take some of this and brighten it up. Itching a little too blue. Bring a little bit more. Nice. Sort of lily purple. I think it's a little too lily purple for me. We want want this to be a royal purple, just come up in brightness. Just keep chasing it. Starting to get something that I like. Let's just try it on a big spot. Pretty good. Let's lay a bit on. Just gotta hit our raised areas. We'll peter it off towards the shadows. All right, I think that's good for a test. Guy loves running away. Oh no. Mm-hmm. So now we just take this blender, because that is a very tough line that we pulled. And blend it out just to soften it a little. I think that is exactly what we're looking for. Although, let's just see about doing a bit of cleaning. Get both sides so we're not working out of harmony. I like the way that's heading. Now just to do it a million more times over all of these folds. That's the beauty of this hobby. It's as intense or relaxed as you want it to be. I think that's good on the placement. Leave that purple down in the recesses. We're doing a bit of cleaning. I just want to have the paint flow a bit easier. Just back and forth. Place a little, blend a little. Place a little, blend a little. But I think that is working well for us to pick out the surfaces and then continue with that color. I think there's some spots that we can happily dodge. Feel like we've done enough. We can give it some taps with the blender. Just to soften any hard lines that we've created. We'll come back through with an ultra high. We don't need to have the utmost in contrast, but you see how much, you know, this purple, quite flat, instantly livens it up. I've just had an idea for how to tackle that tentacle that wraps around her. I think we can pull it off. Where will, because I think I want the tip of it to be a hot pink. But I'm fine with the base being a blue. Maybe we take it from pink and just do a heavy wash over it. We run pink to purple. Into blue. There we go. Got a nice section detailed up. And just come in. And blend those a little. Has a real jewel look. But we'll see how this all goes. I know personally I'm committing myself to all 13 black paintings. That's right, we're going to be recreating all 13 of Goya's black paintings in miniature and giving them oil paint jobs. Along with that, I have already committed myself to a few other fine art projects as well. Fine art miniature projects, I should say. I don't want anybody mistaking me for a true artiste. As I feel, or artists have something to say, or all I have to say is deep love and admiration of the art. Difficult to get section. It's a new skill. Trying to learn how to hold a model very still where the camera can see it. I'd figure I'm scoring pretty low on that. Gotta come in with our blender a little bit here, as these lines are just a bit too hard. Some of them aren't hard enough. Well, whoever's watching me on Twitch, howdy. If you're my lovely wife, I love you so much. And if you're somebody new, hi there, welcome. Just having a nice chill hobby time. Trying to express ourselves. Trying to learn. And having a good time at it. Something I don't know what color to do are her spider legs and the talons. The talons sort of scream black to me. You know, not every part of the model has to be something vibrant. A little bit of black wouldn't be a bad thing. Balance the model out a little. You know what? Some of these spots aren't enough. Not for the first pass. We are going to come back and hit those. But maybe not all of this. There's just some little textured areas. Don't want those to fade too much. And then one spot I noticed, just to make sure the color is in the right spot. Just blend her a little bit. A little bit of that eye pop out of it. We'll see. Whenever any of these streaming platforms tell me I've got a viewer, I always question them. Are you sure? You sure about that? And these raised sections are a little flat. You're gonna have to add our own shadows into them. I find the best way to do that is just uneven brush strokes. Try to act like a drunk guy. Just little jabs and little pushes. Sort of gives a altering consistency. And makes you feel like a true artiste with technique. We don't have to tell. Your secret is safe with me. If you are like me. There we go. I think a little bit more work in this. Just blender. Just backtrack to make sure the raised ridges, the solid bead of this on it for when we come through and do our highlighting pass. We still have to work up the model a bit before we do that. Yeah. We're learning. We're getting there. Get a bit more of these highlights, shall we? I feel like this whole experiment in streaming, experiment in video creation is really just an excuse so I can push myself further and harder in the art. Which I'll always jump at the chance to do that. I'm under no huge illusion that I am some generational or even that worthy of a talent. But my God, do I like to try to improve. Try to improve myself, my knowledge. Sort of what this whole period in my life is. Where I recently quit my job of 7 years to try my hand at schooling. Better myself. Invest in myself. This project has sort of gone hand in hand with that. Another avenue for me to work on self-improvement. Work on charisma. Work on myself as much as I work on the models. At least that's what I want this to be. We'll see if anybody joins me. Or if it's a journey of solo self-discovery. Both are fine. My whole impetus was the understanding that, well, I'm going to be doing the art anyway. Maybe somebody might like to see. Once we get to the real art portion, I think it'll make more sense. Right now it's sort of ambiguous what I'm doing, what the goal of the channel is. I've said it a couple times, but it's so buried in live streams now. I say buried. I've done a handful. A small handful. Gives me a newfound respect for streamers and internet people. Always knew it took a certain type, but I was never really aware of what it took. Don't get me wrong, I actually don't know what I would prefer. My standard work of heavy equipment and instruction, or live streamer. It's certainly not the obvious choice. Takes a lot. Takes a lot to do anything. And life's tough all over. You just gotta try not to think about it. Here we go. I think for a first pass, she's looking pretty good. Horns. I think we still have further to go. At least one small highlight run. But I think, having lost the Twitch viewer, now's a great time for an intermission. All right. Back into it. All right. So, what are we up to now? I think we are going to press for an even higher highlight. On that lily color. I should probably go back through the VODs and remove those intermissions. Then again, I'm not sure. Probably. Ooh. It's a little hot in the cans there. Still lots to learn about this whole YouTube thing. Let's bring our colors back into the mix here. So, we want our big mixer. Get our titanium white in with that purple. I think that's all right. Still very much a purple. Ooh. Too much on the brush. Let's try to fix. Looking pretty good. I think it's blending correct. Still pretty heavy on the brush, but we'll go at it knowing that. Being fairly dramatic with this, but a couple taps from our blender makes that all disappear. I think that looks pretty good. What do you say? What do you say? That's popping rather nice. Just switching back and forth. Lay some color, blend it out. Just a couple touches. Just a couple touches is all we need. See how that looks pretty chunky, pretty blotchy. Just like magic. Just like magic. Just remains on our highest points. Tough to see, tough to paint. It's okay. We're almost home free on this pink. Pretty spectacular. Pretty spectacular stuff. Just getting an even whiter white. Even whiter purple, I should say. We're just gonna, on the absolute raised surfaces that we want to highlight. Just paying attention to where the light might fall. We're coming down this direction, so sort of after this leg, we won't have any of this. That was a mistake. There we go. Whew. Got it in time. But I'm more confident than ever about moving on to the real work. Feel like I'm getting this. I'm understanding. Again, the light shift sides. And we're left with that. I think that's pretty gravy. Pretty groovy. Now we're moving out of the purple. So even our boy blending brush is gonna get the old cleaning. What a tip. What a tip on that boy. This last session has really sent him. Rechisel it a little. Not that it will remain too much. For our blending brush, that's just fine. We want the randomness that comes with a paintbrush that's lost its tip. We've got some still with them, but it's good to have them. They've lost it as well. But as I was saying, I'm pretty sure once this lady's done, I'll be happily moving on to the whole reason I started this channel. This whole thing. Which is to recreate fine art pieces from history. Which will be a challenge unto itself. But a welcome one. All right. Moving swiftly on with our lives. With the cowl pretty much where we want it. The next is these tentacle monsters. I sketched them in blue, and I think blue is gonna remain. So we'll go for sort of this aqua blue instead of this deep blue like I painted it on the base. So we'll come in I think with some of our Prussian blue. Some of our CAD blue. Here we go. Real jewel blue. Wow. Nailing it right off the hop. I mean, mixing two blues together. How how could you mess that up too much? But I do always like it when a plan comes together. So I'm going to start kind of mid-string, work my way up, and work my way down. I think down last as I'm the most likely to grab it when it's low. Well, we will. Her tentacles are just absolutely jam-packed with these little eyeballs. And just to help ourselves out, I think we'll skip them. Anywhere that we can. Little mistake. Tidy it up a little. Since we're right here, should have my glasses on for this. Get a little magnification going on. If you're watching out in YouTube land, hey, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed the stream. We're just hanging out. Talking about paint. Having a good time. You know, I go on the Warhammer subreddits, and it's such an inspiration to see how talented so many people are. Amazingly talented. Makes me think, with enough dedication, I could maybe get 1/10 as good as them. That's okay. I think to master something, anything, takes a certain kind of person. I don't know if I've ever been that kind of person. But I'm like all of you. I love to watch them work. That's something I've found recently. I was watching cooking shows just for something to do, and they had the Master Chef show versus the kind of Gordon Ramsay-esque cooking shows. And I found I don't want them to have challenges or something. I want to watch, a handful of absolute professionals given their best ingredient, given all the help they would ever need to show off their creations. That's what I want to watch. Can a chef cook a meal outdoors after catching a fish? I mean, it's a fun challenge, but what I want to see is consummate professionals engaging in their trade of choice. Whether that's cooking or, hell, if there's an electrical engineer that just walked me through walked me through his life and his job and his day, I would be slap happy with that. Watch a professional do what they do, you know? Now, that being said, if you're listening to me ramble on about professionals, I certainly am not a professional painter. So I thank you for any time that you donate to me. Hopefully I can make it worth your while. This blue is exactly what I wanted. Gives it an ethereal quality. Another one of those eyeballs. And we'll come up to a real robin's egg. Blue eventually. Some of this is requiring 2 passes. That's all right. If it requires it, then we'll give it. We're not in any hurry, as I'm sure you've recognized. Slight mistake there. A little too much bleed. It's better. I feel like I'm not unlocking the full potential of oil paints on miniatures yet. Although, I say that, as this is the second model oil painted, I certainly would be surprised if I had mastered it in a single model, where I could be happy with my work on subsequent. Gonna get a very tricky spot right here on her thigh. The continuation of a tentacle. Right away we goof it. That was a bit of a tricky one. Required a multi-part grip. Starting to shine. Before you know it, this gal will be done. And we'll be moving on. That sort of turquoisey green blue that we put down as a base is just shining through a little bit, giving it this really nice green color shift, especially in the shadows. It's all right. Well, no golden demon for me. That's okay. I'm gradually getting a little darker as we go down. Just doing some on the palette mixing. Just to add a bit more. There we go. Starting to pick up. Just making sure we got a good coat on everything. Our blue is making it right down to meet the purple. Missed an eyeball there. Just went plowing right over top, but that's alright. We're gonna have to come back through and pick out all these eyeballs anyway. Girl's got tentacle, I'll give her that. Sorry about that. There we go. Another great big eyeball. My life is easy in the blue. These tentacles are definitely going to need some more DLC. Minor spillage on the rocks. I think for a base and a layer, this is pretty good. Having a hard time deciding. So, let's paint it blue. We're here with the blue. That was a good tune. Even though these are just free tunes, I respect the amount of effort they put into each. Almost out of the blue, but we're so close. Feel like that's really selling Whole tentacle vibe. That blue coming in clutch.